My name is Satoko Sasaki.
My name is Kokoro Tetsuka.
Janefkaya.
Daichi Fukui.
I'm from Hawaii.
I'm from New York.
From Atlanta, Georgia.
New Jersey.
United
We Aid.
The Tenri University.
TCI, New York.
Tohoku Relief Project.
I'm here to share my joy with others that were affected by the earthquake and tsunami.
I'm here to see the beauty and the strength of my brothers and sisters halfway across the world. I'm here because I want to help the victims of the earthquake and tsunami.
It's officially day 2 of the Tenri University TCI New York Tohoku Relief Program. I'm really excited. Going to the volunteer site, we're going to get our duties, we're going to work hard, we're going to share our joy with others, we're going to just get dirty and get to it today. I'm really excited. I think it'll be really good.
We're getting ready right now for our first hinokishin in Tohoku. This is what everyone's been looking forward to. We came on the 12-hour bus ride, and now we have today our one chance to go ahead and get out there and do physical work. I feel really good, actually, really pumped up today. Really excited.
We got into our long boots, long pants, long sleeves, double gloves, towels, hats, masks, sunscreen, and neon vests. And we literally geared up and prepared ourselves for a day of physical volunteer work.
We'll be sorting through the rubble that's left behind in the fields. And as we clear away the top level of the debris and rubble, we hope to be able to use the fields hopefully as soon as maybe next year. And all of that depends on the work that we put in through our volunteer work.
We actually went out to one of the affected areas where the tsunami hit.
An area that was farmland that the tsunami inundated, and so it destroyed the soil. It brought a lot of debris, and it deposited salt because it was salt water, and it's all just dirt and like rubble now. So we went through the dirt just to find and sort through all the things that have been left behind.
Our task there was basically to sort through the dirt that was mixed with a lot of the debris that came with the tsunami.
Lots of debris and lots of chemicals made their way into these farm fields, making them unsuitable for farming. What we're trying to do is revive those farms so that they can rebuild their community here.
To reclaim this land and make it sustainable again for farming.
In those rice paddy fields, we picked up leftover debris.
Trying to clear out the little rubble that was still left in the dirt, in the ground, to try and get it ready and fertile for future rice paddies.
Basically sifted through the soil, trying to clean the soil from the surface, from the top surface, so that it can be utilized again, prepared for fertilization and for farming purposes.
And from what I understand, this is not the first time it's been done again and again.
And at first I didn't really realize, like how important this kind of work was, but they were explaining to us that they had to take out the large rubble and then have people come in and sort out through the ground and take out the smaller rubble and then overturn the soil so that they can dig through it again and sort it out again and then turn it over again and do this several times.
Each time it's sifted through, they have to sift it again with larger machines, and then people will come in and sort of take more of the remains out, and then they'll go ahead and do that process like 3 or 4 more times. It's just kind of amazing.
And the end goal is to hopefully make it so that these people that used to own this land can eventually, continue what they were doing with their normal life before. But until this project is done, until Tohoku is restored, it's gonna take a lot more volunteer work, a lot more people out there doing this.
I realized that this was actually like some important work that we were doing.
It was difficult because of the heat, and we had to protect ourselves from the sun. We had to wear gloves and heavy boots.
And it was really, really hot.
Really hard, and it's hot.
Very, I'd say strenuous.
Doing some like physical labor, like hard physical labor.
Manual labor in which we were really cleaning up the ground and cleaning up the soil so that the community here can reuse the soil to start planting their farms again.
It's really hot, but it's very hot and raining, so we can actually find the rubbish.
It's a very mundane kind of task of digging some dirt, finding a little scrap of metal or plastic, and then digging some more for an area of an entire farm field where there's many farm fields.
We're just literally just scraping the surface with what we're doing here, and there's still plenty of land that still needs to be worked on.
I tell you, this isn't the most glamorous job, but stuff like this has to get done, and then it's gotta get done. It's gonna take years and years and years.
If that job doesn't get done, then they can't move forward with the process of rebuilding those farms. Although it's a tedious job, it's an absolutely necessary job. And for us, we were only there for one day. And when we think about the people that live there,
We come and we go, we show up, we get to leave, we go back to our houses. They have no houses to go back to.
we were able to see past just the task and to really give it our all.
And hopefully some of our efforts have brought them a step closer to being able to use that area again to farm on.
We're going to continue looking through the dirt for rubble and pieces of concrete, and it's not garbage, it's rubble because it used to belong to people,
So that first day, we're in this farmland area, and I'm trying to figure out how the ocean even got here. I mean, you couldn't see it, you couldn't really smell it, but as soon as we started digging, you could tell something had come over this land.
It's really crazy because we found a seashell and it's starting to smell a little bit like the ocean, so you're really starting to feel as though, the water was actually this far inland.
As we continued sifting through dirt, we started finding remnants from last year, pieces of people's homes, their property, their personal belongings.
When you find things like, someone's sock or an intact piece of china, these things used to actually belong to people, and then it becomes a little more real.
All kind of things are popping out of this field.
Pieces of drywall cement from homes or tiles from roofs, all sorts of things still mixed in with the dirt.
And we basically just cleaned up the rubble. Obviously it wasn't trash because it belonged to those people. And it hit me it was really shocking to find some of the stuff that we did.
We were just there to pick up the little pieces. I actually picked up a Rubik's Cube.
And that's when it really hits you. But you find all these items and then you have to wonder if people that own these items, whether or not they were able to evacuate on time. It's such an intense feeling, I think, because then all these thoughts start racing through your head. You think oh, I wonder what happened to the people that own these items.
Picking up the memories of people, just thinking about what it belonged to as we pick up the little pieces of their lives.
That's when it started to really affect you, that, you know, this stuff came from somebody's house. These were belongings of someone. And to have that all washed away is unimaginable.
Things that should belong in houses out in the soil, it's just like, it's kind of amazing, the power of that tsunami.
Hopefully we try to clean up as much as we can and help those that were struck by this devastation, I guess.
But standing in the middle of this farmland and finding a seashell, I mean, it happened, you know, and you just have to just believe that it did, and then it sort of not just motivates you, but, you know, you have this impact about the work that you're doing is important, so they have some way to support their livelihood.
When we were doing it, you're just picking up like a little bit at a time. But at the end of the day, we saw mountains of bags of garbage that we collected. And I thought I wasn't really picking up much. You know, I was just like, oh, you know, just one little piece of cement and like one little piece of plastic. But when the whole day's effort with 50 of us, it was all combined. At the end of the day, when I saw all the bags of rubble that we picked up, I was really impressed, because like when I was doing it, I was just like, oh, it's so hot and oh, this is gonna take forever. But even if what you're doing is just a little bit, because there were like 50 of us, all of our little efforts put together is like a really big thing. And at the end, when the volunteer person in charge, he told us that, you know, it's like really helpful. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, you know, I'm just picking up like little bits of garbage, but like it really is helping.
Because many people were doing it together, you could feel a little more that you were able to accomplish something while you were doing it, because of the effort of many people coming together and uniting and doing it together. And you could cheer each other on and share your energy with others and keep yourselves going. When you're faced with something that's very overwhelming, that the way to approach it is sometimes by doing very small things, and by the accumulation of very small efforts, you can make progress in something. Not in any way did we finish what needed to be done there. It will take a much more time and many more people's efforts to bring that soil back to a state where it can be farmed. But by the efforts of many people over a long period of time, that farmland that has been lost would be restored.